What started as wild rumors are quickly becoming real. Aprilia, Honda, Ducati, and more are pushing boundaries with game-changing machines. From factory turbos to electric prototypes, 2026 is not playing around. Don't miss number 1. It could flip the whole industry. Number 7. Triumph Trident 800. There is something undeniably satisfying about a motorcycle that strikes the perfect balance between ease of use and serious performance. The Trident has long held a reputation for being one of the most rider-friendly machines in the midsize category. Now, with strong signs pointing to a larger displacement version for the 2026 model year, that balance could become even more refined. Early reports suggest the new Trident will be powered by an 800 cubic centimeter triple-cylinder engine, the same unit found in the Tiger Sport 800. In its current configuration, this engine produces approximately 94 horsepower and 65 pound-feet of torque. That is a noticeable step up from the Trident's current output, giving it more pull across the rev range and better highway passing performance. Riders can also expect a wet weight in the ballpark of 470 pounds, making it manageable for a wide range of experience levels. The seat height should land around 32 inches, maintaining the accessible stance that made the original version so popular. Pricing has not yet been confirmed, but based on the Tiger Sport's positioning, it is reasonable to expect a starting price of around $10,400. The new Trident is expected to retain its signature neutral ergonomics. Wide handlebars, upright seating, and mid-mounted pegs make for a comfortable riding posture that favors city maneuverability and weekend rides alike. This is not a sport bike disguised as a naked. It is a machine built for real-world riding. The frame geometry is tuned for predictable handling, and while it may not be the sharpest tool in the twisties, it offers a ride that feels planted and confident. For braking, the Trident should continue with its dual front disc setup, backed by a full anti-lock braking system for added safety. Suspension duties are likely to be handled by standard telescopic forks up front and a preload adjustable monoshock at the rear. While not high-end equipment, it gets the job done reliably and allows for subtle tuning based on rider preference. Those seeking maximum corner carving precision may look elsewhere, but for the rider who values comfort, torque, and a solid ride, this setup should more than suffice. There is also the heritage angle to consider. Triumph triples have a long-standing reputation for their distinctive exhaust note and linear power delivery. The Trident continues that tradition in a package that feels modern but not disposable. With the move to the 800 cubic centimeter engine, Triumph is signaling that they are listening to riders who want more performance, just not at the cost of comfort or approachability. If the rumors hold true, this new version of the Trident could offer one of the most well-rounded middleweight packages available for 2026. It is not flashy. It is not trying to win a spec sheet war. It is just a properly built motorcycle with everything you need and nothing you do not. And from middleweight magic to an electric surprise that no one saw coming. If you're still watching, chances are this will hit a nerve. Drop a like to help us reach more riders and hit the comments with your take. We read every one. Number 6. KTM E-Duke Prototype. There has always been a certain rawness to the KTM experience. Known for their aggressive styling, sharp handling, and no-nonsense engineering, the brand has never exactly chased quiet refinement. That's what makes their recent unveiling of the E-Duke prototype all the more intriguing. Displayed publicly at the Moto Hall Museum in Austria, this motorcycle marks a bold step into a new chapter for the company, one that runs on volts instead of gasoline. With instant power delivery and no gear shifts, this bike should feel surprisingly quick off the line, especially in tight urban traffic. KTM has not confirmed exact figures, but early test ride impressions from company insiders suggest that acceleration will be snappy and engaging. The expected wet weight is around 270 pounds, keeping it nimble and accessible for newer riders. Seat height is likely to fall close to 31 inches, offering a low and confident stance for daily commutes. Pricing remains unknown, but industry watchers anticipate a starting figure in the $9,000 range. What separates the E-Duke from other electric offerings is its targeted purpose. This is not meant to replace adventure tourers or high-horsepower sport machines. Instead, it fills a very specific gap in the current electric landscape. a lightweight, affordable, and entertaining commuter. In that sense, KTM is aiming at practical urban mobility without sacrificing the brand's core identity. If the final version retains the distinctive orange steel trellis frame, sharp bodywork, and responsive chassis KTM is known for, then this prototype could hit the sweet spot between form and function. In terms of braking and suspension, KTM's existing platforms give a good idea of what to expect. A pair of disc brakes with an integrated anti-lock braking system should be standard, ensuring safe and predictable stopping power. Up front, the suspension will likely consist of inverted forks, while the rear will feature a monoshock, both tuned more for road comfort than track stiffness. And that is perfectly fine for a bike that is expected to spend its time navigating city streets rather than canyon curves. What makes this project even more compelling is its timing. As other manufacturers continue to flirt with the idea of electrification, KTM is moving ahead with a fully realized design, one that is not just for press headlines but appears production-ready. This suggests the company is serious about transitioning at least part of its lineup toward an electric future. And for a brand so rooted in performance and precision, that could have wide-reaching implications across the industry. Riders have long waited for a mainstream manufacturer to release an electric motorcycle that feels like a real motorcycle, solid, spirited, and fun to ride. The E-Duke might just be that bike. It carries the weight of KTM's reputation, and if they get the ride dynamics right, it could set a new standard for entry-level electrics. It is not trying to be a toy. It is not chasing gimmicks. It is a proper motorcycle, just with a different kind of fuel. For older riders used to the thrum of combustion engines, the idea of going electric can feel like a compromise. But the E-Duke does not ask you to give anything up. It invites you to try something new, and maybe even be surprised by how much you enjoy it. Want gear that'll match these future bikes? Our must-haves are linked in the description. Go check them out. But if you prefer petrol and adventure, this next one might be the new benchmark in lightweight touring. Number 5. Aprilia Tuareg 457. For riders who crave adventure without the bulk or overwhelming power of a full-size tourer, there has long been a gap in the market. Aprilia appears ready to fill that space with the upcoming Tuareg, a lightweight adventure bike built on the same platform as the RS 457 and the Tuono 457, but tuned for off-road exploration. While it has yet to be officially unveiled, this motorcycle is no longer just a rumor. It has already been spotted in testing in Tunisia and is reportedly registered for competition in the upcoming Africa Eco Race. At the heart of the Tuareg sits Aprilia's proven 457 cubic centimeter parallel twin engine, specifically tuned to produce 47 horsepower. That output keeps it compliant with Europe's A2 licensing class, but more importantly, it delivers enough usable torque to navigate dirt tracks, gravel switchbacks, and tight city streets without struggle. Peak torque figures are expected to fall just under 30 pound-feet, making for manageable real-world performance. The bike is projected to weigh approximately 385 pounds wet, offering excellent agility on varied terrain. Seat height will likely land around 33 inches, tall enough for off-road clearance but still accessible to most riders. With cost in mind, pricing is estimated to fall in the $7,800 range. Where the RS and Tuono siblings are designed for speed and street agility, the Tuareg is clearly purpose-built for rugged use. Expect long travel suspension, likely in the form of conventional telescopic forks up front and a rear monoshock tuned for trail response. While Aprilia may choose to spec slightly more modest components compared to its larger Tuareg 660 cousin, the setup should still provide excellent comfort and capability for the segment. Braking duties will be handled by dual front disc brakes paired with a rear disc, all working with a switchable anti-lock braking system, a welcome feature for riders heading off the tarmac. One of the most appealing aspects of the Tuareg is its styling. Based on the spy photos, it will follow the visual language of the larger adventure bikes in Aprilia's lineup. High front beak, protective fairing, and wide handlebars that offer excellent leverage on uneven ground. The design looks purposeful, not bloated, with just enough aggression to make it feel ready for the wild. whether you are navigating traffic in town or weaving through rutted trails. The bike is clearly being shaped as a versatile companion. Beyond the specs, the Tuareg represents something more meaningful. It is a clear signal that manufacturers are beginning to take the lightweight adventure segment seriously. With Royal Enfield's Himalayan 450, KTM's 390 Adventure, and BMW's own upcoming 450 GS all entering the market, Aprilia's entry comes at a time of fierce competition. But with racing credentials, sharp Italian design, and a solid engine platform already proven on the street, the Tuareg may emerge as one of the most refined and exciting options in its class. For older riders looking to downsize without downgrading, or for newer riders eager to explore more than just asphalt, the Tuareg hits a compelling sweet spot. It is rugged without being overwhelming, stylish without being pretentious, and affordable without cutting too many corners. It may not have the brute power of a full-size adventure bike, but that is exactly the point. Now, from the desert trails to the Autobahn, get ready for some German engineering with an exotic twist. Number 4. BMW 450 GS. Adventure riding has long been a cornerstone of the German manufacturer's identity, and now they appear ready to bring that same rugged spirit to a smaller, more accessible platform. The 450 GS is the latest rumored addition to the company's famed GS lineup, and early signs suggest it could offer a near-perfect blend of real-world usability and adventure-ready capability. With spy shots making the rounds and official concept teases at industry events, this bike is no longer just speculation, it is the next evolution of lightweight dual-sport engineering. Under the bodywork, the 450 GS is expected to feature a parallel twin engine displacing approximately 450 cubic centimeters. What makes this engine particularly noteworthy is its unconventional 125-degree firing interval, a unique configuration that aims to provide a smoother, more controlled delivery of power across the rev range. Power output is expected to be limited to 47 horsepower to keep it A2 license compliant in the European market. Torque figures should land just above 30 pound-feet, offering plenty of low-end grunt for trail work and urban maneuvering. The anticipated wet weight comes in under 395 pounds, making it easy to handle in tight spaces or off-road environments. Seat height is projected to be around 33 inches. Balanced enough to give ground clearance without intimidating newer riders. Pricing is likely to start near $8,600. The chassis will follow BMW's traditional GS aesthetic, but scaled down for a more nimble footprint. Riders can expect a 19-inch front wheel paired with a 17-inch rear, offered in either spoked or cast wheel options, depending on intended use. This allows riders to choose between a more street-focused setup or a more rugged off-road-ready configuration. The suspension system is expected to include telescopic forks at the front and a single rear monoshock, both tuned for comfort and light-duty off-pavement riding. While it may not offer the advanced electronic adjustability of the larger GS models, it should still deliver a composed ride on a variety of surfaces. Braking performance will come from dual front disc brakes along with a single rear disc with full anti-lock braking system integration. Given BMW's track record, this system is likely to be either switchable or off-road optimized, which is a huge bonus for adventure riders who want more flexibility in loose terrain. Ergonomics appear to mirror the upright, neutral stance of the larger GS bikes with wide handlebars, a supportive seat, and an adjustable windscreen visible in early prototype images. The 450 GS enters a space that is heating up quickly. KTM's 390 Adventure and Royal Enfield's Himalayan 450 have proven that there is real demand for lightweight, adventure-capable motorcycles that do not overwhelm the rider. What sets this upcoming model apart is the promise of classic BMW refinement and engineering in a more compact, manageable form. If it hits the market with competitive pricing and the expected build quality, it could easily become a class leader. Beyond the numbers, this motorcycle could be the gateway for many riders into the world of long-distance touring and trail riding. It offers the GS experience in a way that is lighter, simpler, and potentially more fun for those who prefer maneuverability over size. Whether you are returning to riding after years away, looking for a second bike, or stepping up from something smaller, the 450 GS promises to be both welcoming and capable. But let's crank it up, because this next rumor might unleash over 200 horses onto the street. Number 3. Ducati Diavel VF. 4. RS. Cruisers are not often associated with high-revving, track-derived engines, but the Diavel has always been the exception. It blurs the lines between muscle bike and sport machine, delivering both long-legged cruising comfort and eye-widening acceleration. Now, if the latest leaks and homologation documents are to be believed, the next version could be the most extreme yet. The RS variant, powered by none other than Ducati's full-fat Desmosedici Stradale V4 engine. Currently, the standard Diavel is equipped with the Gran Turismo version of Ducati's V4 engine, tuned for street performance and longer maintenance intervals. That power plant displaces 1,158 cubic centimeters and makes around 170 horsepower, already placing it among the most powerful engines found in any production cruiser. But the RS model is expected to ditch that configuration in favor of the high-strung Desmosedici Stradale V4, an engine more commonly seen in the brand's Panigale Superbike lineup. With this upgrade, output could climb past 200 horsepower, transforming the Diavel from a powerful cruiser into something far more ferocious. Torque figures are expected to land above 95 pound-feet, available higher in the rev range than in the standard version. That might mean sacrificing some low-end grunt, but the payoff in top-end surge will be immense. Weight will likely come in around 560 pounds wet, keeping the bike muscular but manageable, and seat height should remain close to 31 inches. Given the exclusive nature of the RS badge and the performance components likely included, a starting price in the range of $34,000 would not be surprising. Ducati's RS models have historically featured top-shelf hardware, and the Diavel will be no exception. Expect fully adjustable Öhlins suspension at both ends, lightweight forged wheels, and an upgraded braking system that includes dual front discs with Brembo-style McCalipers. The anti-lock braking system will almost certainly be corner-sensitive, paired with a suite of rider aids like launch control, traction control, and wheelie mitigation. This is a cruiser that does not just look aggressive, it is engineered to back it up. The design language of the RS version will remain unmistakably Diavel, with its hunched forward stance, wide tank, and short tail. However, subtle touches like carbon fiber trim, RS badging, and exposed cooling ducts will give this version a sharper, more menacing aesthetic. This is a motorcycle designed to turn heads both at a stoplight and at full tilt. Limited production is also on the table, as Ducati tends to reserve the RS moniker for special editions aimed at collectors and performance purists. That exclusivity will only enhance the mystique surrounding the bike. For older riders who still crave a raw performance experience but want something more unique than a traditional superbike, the Diavel RS could be an ideal middle ground. Beyond the numbers, the RS represents something more personal. It is proof that performance does not have to come at the expense of style or presence. It is a reminder that motorcycles can still thrill not just with speed, but with the way they make you feel when you walk into the garage. Ducati has always had a talent for creating emotionally resonant machines, and this one looks like it might just be their wildest cruiser yet. Now, if raw numbers are not your thing, maybe this next one's understated charm will win you over. Number 2. BSA B650 Scrambler. There is something timeless about a motorcycle that keeps things simple. One engine, one seat, and a design that looks like it was pulled straight from the golden age of British motorcycling. That is exactly what the B65 Scrambler promises to deliver. Based on the same platform as the Gold Star 650, this bike takes the classic thumper recipe and reworks it into something a bit more rugged, without losing its retro soul. At its heart, the B65 Scrambler uses a single-cylinder engine displacing 650 cubic centimeters. Power is expected to land just shy of 45 horsepower, with torque figures near 40 pound-feet giving it enough grunt to handle back roads and city streets alike. It is not chasing speed records, but it does aim to offer smooth, reliable delivery and an authentic riding feel. Wet weight is expected to be around 420 pounds, keeping it agile without feeling flimsy. The seat height should come in close to 32 inches, comfortable for most riders while still allowing decent ground clearance for light trail duty. Pricing is rumored to start around $9,800, making it an attractive option for riders priced out of other retro-styled machines. From a visual standpoint, the B65 Scrambler is a charmer. A high-mounted exhaust pipe runs along the side, a design nod to the original off-roaders of the 60s and 70s. Knobby tires, wire-spoked wheels, and a front fender mounted high above the wheel add to its rugged attitude. The fuel tank, often seen in bold, contrasting colors, carries the vintage BSA badge with pride. It is a machine that draws eyes at a glance and invites questions from curious onlookers at every gas stop. In terms of hardware, expect straightforward components. Suspension will likely consist of traditional telescopic forks up front and twin rear shocks, tuned more for comfort than extreme off-road agility. Braking is expected to be handled by single-disc brakes at the front and rear, both equipped with a basic anti-lock braking system. The idea here is not to pack the bike full of tech, but to give riders a dependable and honest machine that feels good from the moment you roll off the lot. The appeal of the B65 Scrambler goes beyond its styling or specs. It taps into a riding philosophy that prioritizes simplicity and character over cutting-edge electronics and massive horsepower. For riders who grew up wrenching on their own bikes or those who simply want to get back to the basics, this motorcycle speaks directly to that desire. It is a bike that reminds you of why you fell in love with riding in the first place. In a market filled with retro-styled bikes that often come with modern complexity and premium pricing, the B65 Scrambler offers something refreshingly grounded. It is not pretending to be a race bike. It is not pretending to be an adventure rig. It is just a good-looking, well-built scrambler that does exactly what it says on the tin. And sometimes that is exactly what you need. These stories don't make the front page, but they should. Subscribe if you want more truth, fewer press releases, and no corporate sugarcoating. And finally, number 1, a bike so bold, even Google's artificial intelligence is spreading fake news about it. Number 1. Honda V3 Turbo Concept. Every few decades, a motorcycle comes along that rewrites the rulebook. Not just another model year update or a fresh coat of paint, but something that shifts the entire direction of the industry. The V3 Turbo Concept is shaping up to be exactly that. With official confirmation that Honda executives have already test-ridden a working prototype inside company facilities in Japan, this bike has moved from rumor to reality, and it may signal the beginning of a new chapter for motorcycle performance. At the core of this machine is a 3-cylinder engine arranged in a V configuration, displacing an estimated 800 cubic centimeters. While that alone is unusual enough, what truly sets it apart is the inclusion of a factory-developed eco-compressor, Honda's term for a turbocharger designed not just for speed but also for fuel efficiency and emissions compliance. Early reports suggest the engine produces well over 120 horsepower with torque figures pushing beyond 75 pound-feet. Combined with a projected wet weight under 500 pounds and a seat height near 32 inches, the V3 Turbo could offer blistering performance in a package that remains accessible to experienced riders. Pricing, while unconfirmed, is expected to be competitive for a high-tech flagship, likely starting in the $16,000 range. Forced induction is not new in motorcycling, but it has never quite found a foothold in the mass market. Past attempts, like those from Kawasaki in the 80s, were exciting but short-lived, often plagued by complexity, cost, and lag. Honda's approach appears to be different. Rather than chasing sheer top speed, the V3 Turbo aims to offer a broad, torquey curve, better fuel economy, and the ability to meet tightening emission standards without sacrificing excitement. If successful, it could become the blueprint for how performance motorcycles are built in the next decade. Mechanically, the bike is expected to feature a robust braking system with dual front discs and a single rear disc, all tied into a smart anti-lock braking system. Suspension will likely include an inverted front fork and a linked rear monoshock, both fully adjustable to cater to a range of riding conditions. Advanced electronics are also expected, including selectable riding modes, traction control, and perhaps even semi-active damping. While none of this is confirmed officially, the prototype status and Honda's track record suggests that nothing will be done halfway. Visually, the concept showcases sharp, futuristic lines with aerodynamic fairings and an aggressive stance. LED lighting, a full-color digital display, and subtle touches like turbine-style intakes all hint at the engineering hiding beneath the surface. It is a motorcycle that looks fast, standing still, and feels engineered with purpose in every detail. But what makes this bike stand out more than anything is what it represents. In an era where many manufacturers are hedging their bets on electrification or playing it safe with existing platforms, Honda is investing in combustion innovation. The V3 Turbo is not a placeholder. It is a potential turning point. For riders who still believe in the thrill of an internal combustion engine, this concept is a loud, turbocharged statement that performance has a future, and that future might still run on gasoline. There is also a philosophical layer to this machine. It challenges assumptions about what motorcycles can be. It does not sacrifice emotion for efficiency. It does not trade innovation for legacy. Instead, it blends both in a way that could attract a whole new wave of riders while reigniting the passion of veterans. That's not just a list of rumors, it's a warning shot. The future of motorcycling is shifting fast, and not every brand's going to survive it. For the real turning point in Harley's downfall, we uncovered a story you won't believe. Tap into that next.